Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new property. This is Granblue Fantasy. I've been aware of Granblue. I've heard some songs from Granblue before. I've actually played a few on my drum streams on Twitch before, but I haven't really listened to any of the music. So Allison, my executive producers, wants me to listen to the ultimate Bahamut's theme, the boss theme in this game. I'm not sure if it's the boss, it's just one of the bosses probably, but either way, I don't recognize this one at all, so it was in the queue. I'm going to listen to it, and that's usually how this goes. So without further ado, let's go! God. I didn't even realize it was a 10-minute song until I started playing it. Woo. Okay. Big orchestral cinematic vibe. We've been here before. I just don't know what this game is gonna really sound like when it takes on a boss theme. Like I've said, I've heard a few from this title, just I don't know what they were as far as like character theme, overworld stuff. Lots of little, like, accentual flourishes. Like that. Stuff that's, like, literally, like, sliding a stick against a sheet of metal. It's one of the most interesting things for me about a lot of these game OSTs. Their sound design, it's never just drums. Yep. I mean, I'm already getting the intensity. That was clear from the very start. And I'm assuming this giant dragon is Bahamut. And if that's the case, yeah, I could see this fitting a giant dragon, 100%. Little bittersweet tension in there. More the tragic backstory. God, that kept building. Oh, up. Electric guitar time. Fuck your orchestra. Let's go. It's metal time. Hell yeah. I'm down here like air guitaring. Woo. Throwing some power metal. Dragon Force, literally. I did not expect vocals. Hell yeah, brother. Woo. Yay. Take a little bit of an offbeat segment there. A little bit of syncopation throwing it in. There's those chromatic guitar solo little bits, just up and down a scale. Gotta go with the ride cymbal. You know, I'm so used to hearing power metal vocalists just wail up on the high notes. It's kind of nice to hear somebody stay in the lower register. It's been a while. I mean, the song is still young. See, like everyone else would have gone up for that last note, but I kind of like that he didn't do it. Very tasteful. Not just shredding without direction. Gotta love it. Works very well with the song. Woo. There's a little bit of a shred, but it was tasteful. A little bit of a shift in the key there. Is that a synth phaser up there? It is. Okay. Amazing guitar tone as well. I love the harmonics in it. A little dirty with that one. As opposed to green. Red, apparently. I guess my question, I'm assuming it means the sky with the whole keep it blue. It feels like ocean coded as well. But I'm assuming with the dragon it means the sky. Again, I don't know much about Granblue at all. Oh. Okay, language change. Nah, it's Japanese time. That's like the one thing I know about Granblue, is that it's Japanese. Skies. It's gotta be about the sky. Answering my questions. Thank you. Back into it. Again, I love the energy this song has. And not trying to do a bunch of show-offy bullshit. It's keeping this uplifting energy. Very steady. the beginning to now, and we might be getting close to the end here, but beginning to the end, this song has kept that beautiful uplift. The energy never stopped, even when the genre changed. A little dance on the cymbal there. Look at that. Little ride dance. I love those. I am totally guilty of doing cymbal dancing all the time. It's always nice to hear it. Man. Okay. Well, now I feel like I've got an overall idea of what Granblue is in general. Which is weird because, like, I've heard a few songs, like I mentioned, but I never really, like, paid attention. So it's like, now I have more of an idea of their sound, why it's that way, what approach they're going for. That answers a lot of questions for me. So this song is going to be a little bit hard to talk about for music theory because it kind of does a lot. Obviously, it's a 10-minute long song. It's going to be doing a lot of movement. And since it changes the general approach to the entire genre, like a minute or two in, and we get into metal after that, it is going to approach music differently. For example, I'm not entirely positive this is true, but I think from what I was doing messing around with this one, trying to figure out what exactly is going on, because again, there is a lot. This took me quite a bit. I am not a professional in this field. I just do my best trying to communicate music theory to all of you. And for my best guess, I think the song starts in G minor, and then when it gets into the power metal stuff, I think it shifts to E minor as far as the key goes, which makes a lot of sense because for any song in any genre, you are going to be doing different things with different sounds, so you're going to want a different key to approach that. So starting out, I think it's a little bit more straightforward with how they were doing things as far as the chords they were choosing. It was a little bit more lethargic, of course, a little slower, and it kept things at a much more even pace until we kick it up a notch into the power metal stuff. And it's like, I love that first part. Beautiful orchestration. I love what they were doing. A lot of diminished stuff going on in this song as a whole, but especially in there. Lots of diminished notes. And for those who don't know what that is, it's basically a flatted third and fifth. So if I was doing like a, which one I should do here? F. Let's do an F sharp, right? If I wanted to make an F sharp diminished, I would take both of these notes up here on the top of that F sharp, and I would move them both down a half step to that. And then I would just keep the same root note, which is of course the F sharp. So that's an F sharp diminished, that's an F sharp standard. So you get the major and diminished differences there, and you can hear that energy difference. You can hear that communication in those notes. They don't really feel right, but they use those a lot in this song for both parts of it to be able to connect to different notes going on, different chords that are happening. And this is something that is a little bit more popular in metal. That's why I was talking about those chromatic things going on. That's kind of the point of chromatics as a whole. That's basically walking up and down every single note on a keyboard, for example. So when you want to mess with those and do things on guitar, a guitar's fretboard is basically all chromatic stuff. You just go up and down. You just move your fingers up and down, and if you do it right, you'll get this nice chromatic sweep, and that's what most people think of when they hear a guitar solo. That's what's kind of going on there. That like, just that stuff. It's all chromatics. But to do that and apply it to orchestral stuff is a little bit more gray because it can be harder to pull off. It still sounds good when done right, but it's also a slower genre at its core. You can go fast, of course, but most stuff just like this one is going to be a slower sound, so it makes it harder to create those sorts of tensions and those dissonant notes in there that are supposed to work, but also not work at all. That's the core of them. To make something like a diminished, you need to have these notes fighting each other because they are not standard major and minor chords, not flats, not even sharp standard. They are designed to be a little bit against the grain and act as those chromatic steps to work to something else or from something else. So for example, if I wanted to go from like a G, right? Take the G and I wanted to somehow get through that F sharp, right? You can hear how that already is kind of fighting. But if I have this, you can hear how it kind of shifts the music with that diminished in between. It makes it just feel a little bit more like there is a line to be drawn between those two. A probably better example of this for this specific grouping would be F and then A diminished, like A flat diminished, which I think is this. I had to go back and check there, but yes, it's A flat diminished. But then it's like, okay, what's the relationship here? Literally one note. That's it. So these sorts of chromatics work a little bit closer to each other. Literally all I'm moving is the G to the A flat. That's the only moving note. The other two stay the same between the A flat diminished and the G major. So that is kind of the core of these. You're allowed to take these, move 1 or 2 notes at most, and create a little bit of a stepping stone to the next thing. And again, this is much more common in metal than it is something that's orchestral, because it's easier to move quicker on stuff like guitars, so you can just sweep through them and they feel so much more natural. This happens constantly doing solos and using these like bridge connectors to be able to move to other sounds. That's when you get that movement in there that almost sounds like it's changing the key a little bit, because it's not. It's usually doing this sort of a step, using diminishes to be able to make sure that that growth feels a little bit more organic. It's just music theory, but it can be so complicated. And like I said, I'm not a pro here. I just know enough that I'm able to explain it to you guys. So there's probably a few things I'm missing in here, but in general, I love this sort of approach. And I also love the metal part of this song. I love metal. I love orchestral pretty much evenly. I listen to everything, and I'm one of those people. So what makes this one fun to me is purely the amount of chords that they're utilizing, because it is everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere, because they are using C, they are using G, they are using A minor, they're using B, I think even B minor at one point. These kind of have that chromatic clash. It's a 1-note difference again, so you got that relationship coming back. And these are the things happening here. I believe there's even a D flat in there, E flat as well. And one of these chord progressions in here is one of my favorite power metal chord progressions in general, because it's bringing in the E minor, going down to the C, going down to the G, and then coming back up for the D. This is that classic sort of movement from up to down to back up. It brings you all the way through the story, and it ends on a brighter note that carries through to something else. And in this case, I think it uses the B as like a bridge back to the E minor, so we get this whole, and it kind of pulls it back to the beginning of that whole section. And these are the sorts of moments in there that, even with adding that one B in there, makes it feel like it's going up even though you've just finished the passage, going back down to be able to reach back up to the very start, and again, start the whole process once more. Adds just an extra chord that speaks volumes for this sort of movement. It continuously goes up, down, back up a little bit, down a little bit more, back up. The movement never stops. It brings you up to a G at one point, and then it brings you back down to the D. They do all of this all the time, and that's why I was saying this song moves so much. They really don't stop moving. It is constantly up and down. I think there's even an A in there, or an A minor. There's probably even a D flat hidden in there somewhere. These are the things that I love about music. These are the things that make this genre especially sound like they're so bright and uplifting, while also staying dark enough by utilizing, again, those sorts of diminishes that just don't feel like they should fit anywhere, but they do if you connect them in the right way and step them up to somewhere they need to be. We get these weird things in music, but at the same time, those moments are what make everything kind of fit together. And even though they sound wrong, in the speed of everything going on, in the mix of everything that the song is doing vocally and musically, you don't feel those moments. And that's what makes these sorts of genres feel so uplifting and powerful. Power metal, right? It's the point of the genre in a lot of ways to have these sorts of half-step builds, these sorts of emotional passages, these halfway points between these notes that continuously move upward, even if the entire song is kind of sticking around the same general couple of chords, because there's a lot of movement in here, but they all stick around the same, I would say 5 or 6 different chords, and otherwise utilize these diminished moments to be able to make them feel a little bit more generally moving. They make them continuously go without ever having to stop or readjust anything. You don't need to change the key, as long as you can keep using these sorts of bridges to make the song feel like it is forever moving upwards into the skies, much like Granblue. But I think I'm done yapping about this one. This took me me about half an hour to record is just shy of half an hour in the video. I'm sure a lot of this will end up getting cut, but I'm sure this is also going to be a very long video. So hopefully you enjoyed all of my yapping today. If you want me to get to something else from Granblue, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Or if like Alice did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, or you can force me to listen to something. It doesn't matter who it's by, what it's from, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, and maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!